Babylon, my people. That's what the angel said. So we got to stop doing that. You know, I try to eat more vegetables. I try to stop eating meat, but it just gave me a headache.
You guys ever done packing?
Yeah, like the.
Like your intestines, like oxygen based.
So what we do is the Day of Atonement. We have a fast. We do fast. Like, is that what you're talking about?
Well, no, because I
eat
go
certain things to clean out your
yeah.
intestines.
Whenever, because I don't recommend nothing that I haven't done. First I do
Because of
I
experience.
do the
right?
homework first, and I check out whoever is using it, and then I try it, and then I'm like, hey, well, you know what? Hey.
See, well, you're a physician. You're like Luke in the
Luke?
Bible. Luke
Yeah,
was a
Luke.
physician,
Yeah.
and that's a great intelligence. That's a great member to have in this organization.
los digo muchos, you gotta clean it out first, because let's say if your shower, you never cleaned your shower, but yet fasting, right? Because I fast too. Fast, that means you don't use your shower.
So you gotta
Fasting, it does, okay, what happens when you fast, when you don't eat, your intestines and like your gallbladder, everything, your kidneys are not really focused, your body's not focusing the energy to digest, right? So what it's doing now is gonna start, it starts to focus on the rest of the body. It's like repair.
So it'll attack the cells that it doesn't need.
Yeah,
right?
bad stuff, like, you know, things like, you know, your immune system technically, like, you know, gets stronger. There's some other things, like other certain hormones that are released and stuff like that, and that's how, like, you're giving your intestines a break.
Yeah,
So,
that's why
you know, it's focused on the other body. So when you clean it, you know, you technically absorb more of your nutrition than when you eat. Because right now
That's weird.
you still got, like, you know, like
basic minerals, yeah.
around the lining of your walls. Now, my theory is because cuando trabajo, you know, hauling the tomatoes for the canneries, you know, in the summer, a veces llevo uvas or whatever,
Yeah.
or melon, and sometimes they're like those. It's room temperature, I mean, so it's kind of warm outside, right?
Yeah.
It's room temperature, pero no está fría. Often
your body will break it down faster when it's room temperature.
yeah,
right?
pero la gente como they're like, oh no, Felipe, está caliente and this and that, pero me pega de red, and I'm like, no, dude. And he goes, ¿a ti no te pega? I'm like, no, dude. I was like, look,
It's like drinking cold water
I was
on a
like-
hot day.
I'll tell him it's not bad because the fruit is doing its job. It wants to clean you out. Another thing is that if you feel like that, or when you get like diarrhea and certain things, it's because you have whatever you already have lodged around your intestines for years. It's having a chemical reaction to what you're eating right now. So that, you know, that's what's happening. That's
So you
why.
have to cleanse yourself before.
Yeah, because man,
Detox.
sometimes I eat some funky stuff, man. Like, you know, because I'm not always like eating like healthy. Como ahorita a veces I'm eating junk, right? Because, you know, acá ando por los caminos de River, Texas, and so like, you know, but I don't have that. Like, oh, my God, so like I don't have that because I don't have nothing to
You're not-
react.
you're not
Because
mixing
cuando comes carne, it takes like a lot of meat for it to in its body in your stomach.
Yeah.
Look. Well, I don't know if that's correct, but la cosa es que
It is.
what is it? Okay, look. Ever since I went vegan / vegetarian, right?
You feel better and healthier and you
Like
don't
when
get
you leave
sick.
the restaurant, you don't smell.
Right?
It's very rare. Like, say if you eat something that's processed, like some.
Yeah, I know what you're saying because I walk into a bathroom at wherever I'm going and I'm like, damn.
Algo se murió.
Yeah.
Someone died in here.
Or then, but it's like depends on what you eat, right? Because your body's a processing plant. You gotta take care of it.
But in the book in Leviticus, it tells you I think it's the
The right
13th
things to
chapter,
eat, yeah.
the rights and the not to. You're not supposed to be eating swine. Then that's the pig, you know. And that's natural. Even like Ty common sense not to eat the pig because you know the pig eats what the fuck anything. And it's I seen it one time. You know, Riverdale. I would see the pigs eating their own shit. You know,
Yeah.
You know that's disgusting. Why would you want to?
Why would you want to eat that?
Yeah. So
Como los
then
camarones too. Like
yeah,
something, right?
bottom feeders.
Yeah. The lobsters, all like that too.
Crabs.
So I don't like to eat meat. I'd rather eat plants. I'd rather eat plants to tell you the truth. But it's every now and then I'm gonna have a turkey pretty soon. I'm not gonna eat the whole thing. I'm just gonna pick at it and make a sandwich. And that's it.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought it was like, hey, I just miss it. I mean, you do whatever you want. But just when you feel something,
It's a chemical reaction.
yeah, that. And
You gotta clean
you want to
yourself.
learn how
So the maintenance is hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I was eating nothing but, for 1 year, I had nothing but green smoothies. The whole year, nothing but green smoothies for breakfast. And then I would eat whatever, like beans or whatever. I never really ate meat, nothing but chicken, but not a lot. And then after that, I felt a lot better. My stomach wouldn't hurt in the morning. I feel good. My bowel movements are clean. You know, I felt good. I still feel good, but I don't eat that much vegetables anymore. But I love to eat like cauliflower and broccoli and potatoes. If you serve me a plate with the meat on it, I'll probably save it for last and I won't eat all of it.
Well, that's what I get a lot of these things like, oh, what do you eat? Like,
Hummus, baba ganoush, you make eggplants and you roast them and then you los mueles and it comes out good. Eggplant parmesan. Hey, you can eat, I'd rather eat vegetables.
y como ahorita, well, what I do now, trago por la cosecha.
The hardest thing, yeah. That's a healthy way to eat.
I go with the
Season, in season and out of season. See, you're doing things that are prescribed to do in the Bible. Like when the watermelons, I don't eat them cold. I like them from the field. They're nice and warm, and they just taste so good. I really,
They're
literally.
more juicier. Like have more juice, you know what I mean? Because when you put them in
I
the
just-
fridge, they're all fucking dried, you know?
yeah.
You
no,
know?
Man,
Put
I
'em-
feel like a pig when I eat those watermelons.
no,
Boy,
con la sandía, I bought it from the store. And I noticed that a lot of foods that juicy or what? And then I noticed that it kind of like it sucked. And I la partí, no, hombre, esa was
mushy.
that's the worst I've ever seen. Pero that's why I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stick with the season.
Yeah, and then if you try to grow your own watermelons, you need to prepare the soil because this devil fucked the soil up.
Yeah. Fuck
That's
that
what I
shit.
was talking to my dad about. I was like, wow, I met this rancher. He was from Paso or something. I don't know how I ended up talking to him. I don't even know where I met him, but I still remember what he told me. He told me he's like, man, I can't wait to get back. I was like, oh, where you from? He's like, oh, I'm from Paso. I run I don't know, I own fields of grapes or something. I was like, what?
They're by Toscadero and
Yeah, and he's-
Shannon.
And he was telling me that he's like, man, because right here it's like, all you smell is just the pesticides. Like, that's all it's right here. It's like up there we don't use that.
If you ever
can
drive
tell
by
the
a
weather,
field,
the air's different out there.
See,
When
if
go
you
up
ever
there.
drive by a field and you see a sign with numbered on it, that's the chemical they're using. And I used to work in the fields. I'm pretty sure all of us did. And everything that gets planted in the earth has to get bleach dipped. So they drain it and fucking bleach it, and then so the rodents don't do it. Because a rodent will know what's good. I tried to plant tomatoes 1 year. I tried to plant like 50 plants, and all those fucking rats ate all the little baby plants because they were good. They were real nutrition
They were-
packets. They
yeah,
didn't want
yeah.
me to have it, but they ate it. They know what's good. Like the animals know what's good. And deep down in your spirit, you know what's good. That's why you're here.
Yeah. That's why I was saying like one time was like that on the spiritual journey. I just try it for a week. Don't eat no carne. Like try to do your cleanse, and then
That's a big thing.
just eat like plants.
Yeah.
Because one, what's our body? You know, ran by nerves. Everything we move, right? Electrical impulses.
Also, it's a carbon-based.
Yeah.
We're carbon-based, and plants are carbon-based too.
Yeah. So fruits
Oh,
are higher in electric. That's
Yeah,
the electric
electrolytes,
fruits.
yeah.
So when you eat it, I mean, that's why they say drink a lot of water. Too.
Water's electric, yeah.
Yeah,
Water's
because it's a good
have it for breakfast. That's what I eat for breakfast.
I mean, yeah, it's the electrical impulses run freely. I mean, and plants will detox.
Yeah,
Teas,
chlorophyll.
Yeah, that's what those pills, I take those.
I don't know if you guys ever heard Dr. Emoto's science experiment that he did a book on it too. But I believe it too, because he says that water is life. And the way I explain to people is that okay, what he did, he got 2 cups. Well, he did different ones for different emotions. He did one with, he praised it, cariño, like a little child, a lot of love. el otro puro hatred, you know, like como un enemigo, just like that. He put like a droplet on a petri dish, whatever, froze it. The one he gave a lot of como unconditional love to, it was a beautiful snowflake under the, you know, checked it. And the other one was all distorted.
It's called
Now-
positive reinforcement.
Now, what I learned, you know, because, you know, I studied some psychology primarily,
Yeah.
you know, the psych tech stuff and everything I studied back then. This is what I took from that. It's like, you know, when you're with, you know, we probably already had exes before, we broke up, other times, whatever, that, you know, our girlfriends or whatever, got divorced. But like, you gotta think, well, why does that happen? You know, when you start talking shit to each other, you know, this is like mad at them. Like,
You didn't
yeah,
nurture
veces
that relationship.
you break up, and then you're not like, you don't even want to see the person. You're like, you know,
I don't
like
want
what's
to see
this is
my
that? Think about it. The water remembers. That's why the
Oh,
distorted.
And that's why when you cry, sometimes the tears are salty because it's a lot of emotional negativity, and when the tears are sweet, you know,
I don't
Yeah,
know.
joy,
I
yeah.
don't think so.
Yeah, yeah,
Pero la cosa es que, what's our body made up of? 80% water. So all that negative, you know, the water in your body's remembering it. It's taking in
Yeah.
that frequency and everything. So that's
It
why.
gets into a lot of frequency. Yeah.
You know?
But yeah.
So what you got to do is you got to forgive yourself. If you ever have that negative feeling, you got to forgive yourself and start all over again. And this is where you got to start, because then after this, your frequency is gonna be booming. Like you believe in UFOs? So I'm like the guy that attracts these things, but the chariots are, that's what they're called, and they're angels or what's in them and driving them. So when we're out here praising the name and they're out here watching us, they come to you know to brag to Yahweh. These guys are down for you.
2 weeks ago, one hit here 2 weeks ago, and then I did a lesson. You'll see it. If you have his channel, right? You'll see it. I made a lesson about the chariots, the UFO too. But that's all I could. Yeah.
So then we see all kinds of chariots. Like this brother sees the chariots, and that's amazing to me.
I
This
know,
brother
that's-
saw one for the. I think it was the first time you ever seen one. Huh? Maybe the first time. So I was excited for him.
I've been seeing them since I was a kid.
Yeah. But the thing is, we don't know what it is because we lost that water, and then now we've got the water back because the scripture says, "Out of bellies shall flow
Oh, yeah,
living water."
738.
Yeah. So we're drinking that good living water, and it's recrystallizing our body in a way where all the flakes are going to be beautiful. All the cells in your body are going to be beautiful. That's why it says New Jerusalem, right? See, because
And that's why this place needs to go, because it
Yeah.
needs to get cleaned out, purged
because
out.
look what it did to that water. We're the water. Look what it did to us. We have negative frequencies in us because of it. And it's not just one lifetime. So let's say from 1492 till now, that's 530 years of hardcore oppression. Of course, right now it's not as hard as before, but before we used to get our limbs sawed off. We used to see our wives get raped and babies get pulled out of their stomach and bashed on rocks. You know, all that stuff that builds up. That's why these bodies got to get destroyed, because there's a lot of negative energy in it. You know, and there's a lot of things that we're fighting against. But the most important thing is, you know, when you make that change, it's easier for you to be feeling down on yourself because you did a lot of bad things before, but you don't do them now. So focus on that, and then those frequencies will just start opening right away. See, it's like while you came here, you know, you ever raced those little cars that are on the track and they have the electric wires on them, and you put them on that track, and the track has metal tracks around it. Yeah, so those cars are stuck on it because of the electricity. And they're gonna go around and around. So they're set on a set track, on a circuit. So we're set on circuits, and when you went to sleep last night, the Lord told the program, because the Lord programs everybody. Job 33 and 15. And then he gives you directions, and then you go around and you're doing stuff. Like I got up today, I didn't know. I knew today was camp day. And I know this is more important than my regular job because of things like you. See?
Because I come from, Kalinga's not far from here, you know, but every week I come out here from Kalinga just to do
He
the
was
work,
watching
you know?
our videos for years.
man.
I've probably seen you too. That's why you look kind of familiar, because you're from here and I'm from Kalinga.
¿Cómo te
So-
llamas?
Rick? Yeah. Well, I'm probably younger than you, know,
Yeah.
because I'm 31.
And you'll get a new identity because this is what we're dealing with right now. But we're really this people. And once you accept that, that's when the vibration frequency changes. Everything gets hyped up because you're no longer. See, first of all, why am I a Mexican? You know, who said that?
And then because we're speaking Spanish and we got last names in Spanish, then even the Philippines too.
Hey, and my last name is in Spanish. It's a mixture of Arabic and Hebrew, so I'm really from the tribe of Judah because I'm a Moor.
Moor,
See?
yeah.
And that's what Spanish is. It's a mixture of Arabic and Hebrew and English and this and that.
Yeah.
They're all dirty languages.
And it's crazy. My dad told me that his great grandfather, they came from Spain. They came over to Mexico. That's the lineage that my dad was telling me it comes from. And I was like, oh shit.
See, so when I heard that, I was like, man, so you got to do the studying too, and that makes me feel good. All right, I am this people, so now I gotta make my, I gotta make my bed and sleep in it.
Yeah, because he's the one that told me about this shit, though. You know, he's the one that woke me up. This brother, and he sent me a picture of this tribe right here that you see, and on this tribe I seen the Mexican. So I'm like, well, I'm Mexican, and I couldn't pronounce Issachar, you know. So I'm like, so I'm from, tribe Israel, the Israelites. I'm an Israelite, and he's the one that was telling me, yeah, you know. So then from there I started also studying and started watching these brothers' videos, because I've been watching these brothers' videos for 2 years. But then eventually I came out here and started doing my lessons with these brothers though. Because before I came out here, last year 2 years ago I was watching their video. Now I started coming out here with these brothers this summer though. I'm new. I've already started coming out here this summer though. But I've been making videos since April. So I've been laboring pretty like less than a year.
Does it say what the pocket?
Also down.
Yeah, it should have it.
It should be.
Make sure that it
I'm
says.
listening too much. I'm listening.
Make sure that
Yeah.
it says with the pocket, because that's the secret, right?
Yeah. Because he downloaded an app though.
No, it's
He's in the Bible.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So and then read the book of Maccabees, man.
Oh yeah, that's a good book
That's
though.
good.
Because then that one tells you about the Greek captivity. You know, the Greek captivity.
Yeah.
What happened to our people were getting Hellenized. Our people were getting Hellenized.
And
during
that was
time.
under Antiochus the fourth Epiphanes.
You ever heard of Alexander the Great? Tells you in that book.
All of this will make sense
Yep.
in time. See how we're masters of time? All of this will make sense in time.
You guys ever read the Book of Enoch?
I knew he was gonna say that.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Now we don't read that one.
Well,
because,
the book of Enoch, if it's not in there, I wouldn't worry about it, because
It shouldn't be in
you
there.
don't want to get those ideas that book has, because Esau knew that we were going to get to this point where we were going to start waking people up, and he threw that book of Enoch and the book of Jubilee.
Because I think that book has the timeline of Esau and Nimrod, right? At the
Yeah,
same time. If I'm
yeah.
not mistaken.
So it has all
That's
kinds
off.
of crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's all.
So, it's better not to do it, because it's similar, and it's hard to say, okay, that's the difference. But like a body has billions of cells, one cell will tell the other cell, look, that's janky, that's this, and then the other cell will be corrected, and then the whole body will be okay.
Yeah.
So
Because the book of Apocrypha was originally in the Bible too, but the devils took them out.
The Romans?
They're the devil
Yeah.
too.
You ever been around the town in Hanford? They have a building called the Civic. It has those Romanesque pillars and the Greek steps. So they're trying to revitalize and revive the Greek and Roman Empire, mostly the Roman Empire, which is that eagle. It's the beast, is their first beast. That red dragon, because Rome went around conquering everybody, and the way they did it wasn't like, war. They were like, hey, you know who I am? And then everybody knew that was the devil. Yeah, I know who you are,
So this is a good answer to this, brother.
Yeah.
Rome.
So I know you heard it. You ever heard of La Plata o el Plomo?
Yeah.
That comes from Rome. That comes from those motherfuckers, man. See, they trick our people to making them believe that that's the way to do it. And those cartels are trying to revive that Romanesque empire, because they have their societies built like Alexander the Greek. Everybody has a situated person, and they have generals. So it's all bad.
So I tell you guys, you
Yeah.
read the Emerald Tablets?
I'll read something, but I don't know what that is.
No? It's I guess when the Mayas, the Lemurians,
Oh.
Atlantis, Maya.
Yeah, I don't prescribe to that, because
No, I guess I was like way more the Hebrews too and everything.
the angels and the demons, like I said, they're the ones that slapping me in my head, and I know it's them. So and I was sleeping on my bed one time, and a demon grabbed my leg and threw it on the floor. So I know these things. I know what's acceptable and what's questionable, and I know. You see, like that light turned off. and that light turns off when you make, like when you're talking, when everybody's talking, especially this brother when he was getting excited, it would turn on.
Yeah, that one over there turning on too.
Yeah.
Going back.
So that's a positive reinforcement. It turned off because it was a negative issue. You see positive turns on. How do you jumpstart a car? You have to put the positive and the negative. And the negative takes away, so you take away the light. That stuff takes away the light. See, all those books take away the light. You just need this one.
The scripture says not to make the Bible with any other Bible.
And you cannot, because you'll find things in the other books that are questionable in the Bible. But the Bible goes with every book.
It's okay to know like the little history about the Romans, you know, like the Roman, you know what I mean, and things like that. The Greek, you know, like little history like that.
All the information we need is in the Bible.
And we just have to have faith, and that's what we need because we need to get saved.
You know what? I remember when I first started reading it, like I had to this day I started to read cover, cover to cover.
Yeah.
I just like I read it for so long, but then I just
You lose interest.
and then I will start it again. But you know what?
You gotta know who the Israelites are. That's why.
You'll
gotta
never
know who
lose
your enemy
interest in
is,
that.
too.
You'll never lose interest in that Bible because I've been reading it since
Well,
for a long time.
not really that I lose interest. It's just that like I do sports, start working, and start
Okay.
okay. I remember when I was reading it, and I don't know where I was at in the Old Testament. I remember I was talking. I'd be like thinking, like, man, God only spoke to. Back then it was like, because I remember it was one that about he said someone wasn't there to hear what he had to say.
Well,
I guess
people
the
of
thing-
Israel, and Moses was there, and he said, "Call those motherfuckers right now."
Oh, no,
And he started killing like 30,000 at that day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, it was a part. I think it was
There's a lot of parts.
I guess the point was that he didn't want no one to take spoils
From the Amalekites. So Samuel told King Saul, kill all the Amalekites and spare none. But Saul didn't do that. He tried to take some sheep and he let the people take gold. Is that what you're talking
Oh
about?
no, because no one did, but someone wasn't there. Say like if you weren't there,
Mhm.
and we knew that we weren't supposed to take nothing. He says, I don't even want you guys to taste the honey right there. But I guess he went and got his spirits like and he started eating honey, but he wasn't there.
That sounds, yeah.
He was trying to, and I don't know if
There's so
he
many,
was
you know
gonna,
what I mean?
like, he had to be put to death or something, but
Yeah.
he was trying to bother him. I don't know.
Nobody was there to vouch. It says, so it says where,
familiar, though.
where there's two voices against yours, that it talks about like that. Like, let's say there's 4 of us here, and I went and I did that. And, I tasted honey, but you 3 didn't see that. It's called like eyewitness or testimony. That's why people testify now in court. Nobody could vouch for him because they couldn't testify, because the testify means you got to put your balls on the line because it's testicles.
Yeah.
Where it goes back to testicles.
Yeah.
And now they got these women testifying. They can't testify. They got ovaries.
Yeah.
Because right now, you know how they say, yeah, this is my honor. This is what I'm bound by these. And then that's what it was, because nobody could vouch for that guy, so they had to put him to death.
But I remember when I was reading that stuff, I was already like, I'm gonna fight him. But I remember I put the book down and I stopped and I was like, this guy don't mess around. I was like, and I started thinking, it's like, I'm glad that Jesus came because it changed all that. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, if you don't, God was more like, you better do what I tell you or suffer the consequences.
Yeah.
But,
But then he sent his son, and his son died for his sins.
So
now
only for them though.
Yeah.
You only die for the.
Oh yeah, that's the most important part. You see, not everybody that you know and are friends with can have faith. Like, you might be talking to someone that you think is cool with you, and you'll be talking, man, I met these guys that are teaching the Bible, and they'll be like, they'll be fanning their hands. That's nothing. They won't believe it. But only these people have the spirit to believe and convert to these people. So that's why he died. So that these people, the lost sheep, could come back to who they really are.
Yeah, because our people, how are you gonna be interested in a book if you don't know
It's not
about
connected
you?
to you. If it's not, you're interested in that book because it's about you.
Because our people, these people right here right now, they believe. Oh, you know what I mean? Some brothers are waking up to truth now, of course, but majority of them, they don't believe those are the people in the Bible.
You know what? When Christmas always came around and they always had a white boy Santa Claus, I was always, man, fuck that guy. Even when I was a little kid, I was like, man, you want to sell? I don't want to sell no homo with that.
Yeah, like that guy was talking about.
But you see these people that are so confused, and even my kids, they were like, man, I don't want to sit on his lap. And that's before I came to the truth. And then something inside you that's been programmed at a certain point to wake you up.
Yeah.
Like your alarm on it's programmed to wake you up at this certain time. And like we're masters of time. That's why I came here earlier. I wasn't on my own. See the light turned on. I wasn't on my own quest. I just do what the Lord tells me. If He tells me call in, guess what? I ain't going for work. And sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I just don't want to fucking go. And I'll call in and I'll be on my Bible, and that's exciting to me. And I made the BitChute and I made the Odyssey. See, that's the real work. So you know all those holistic things and everything that you know, you can convert that into teaching the truth, and you can start your own channel. And you could be part of this camp, and you'll be good. And then when the shit gets crazy and we're separated, we won't be in trouble because we'll have that spiritual connection, and we'll always be connected to the angels. And now the UFOs, you want to be like the Book of Enoch. So those angels and demons, they are messing with us. They'll make you think, oh, look at that girl, man, she looks fine, she's married. But you know what? I think she'll give it up to you. And then the next thing you know, you're convinced, but that's a bad thing to do because that's already someone else's property. Or it'll try to tell you to steal, and then you won't steal. You'll be like, man, I don't need to steal. But then it'll tell you to pray, and you'll be like, well, how do I pray? Now, this is where this part becomes important, because we have the correct, see how this is the Hebrew. This is the ancient Hebrew, by the way. And I read the ancient and the modern Hebrew and Greek. So you have different vocabularies. So this Yah means Israel. It represents Israel, people, and the connection between the power and the people. So the Yah means, Yahweh means He exists. So when you read about his wrath, you're like, man, He don't play, right? We all have that same feeling. He don't play. I'll read the Bible and I'll be like, oh, I need to drink some coffee right now. You know, I'll be like, man, I'll be swallowing my spit and I won't go down. Like, damn, I feel like if I don't come out here and tell you about this, He's gonna jack me up, and I don't want that.
Look at those people who happened in the Midwest, all those people that died.
Look at those Haitian motherfuckers.
Yeah.
No, I don't watch the news, man.
That's it. Now you're trying to get it.
I stay away from all that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, the tornado killed 74 people in the Midwest, yeah.
That's no.
But that was from the Lord, though. You know?
Because no one dies being innocent.
Yep. 94, Job.
Yeah, Job 94. That Job.
Yep.
Oh man, you see how Job got tested? It was those angels. That's why the Book of Enoch is not a good book to get into, because those angels are right here. They're right here. They're like holding you up, and they'll tell you when it's time, and they'll tell you, sit down, or they'll tell you. One time, we were at work and driving, and this kid, and he's my friend at work. He was driving and he wasn't paying attention. And I go, hey, stop, because a car was coming. But it's not. I didn't tell him. The angel made me see it, and I got scared, and because he didn't see it. And then I was like, man, it's a good thing I told you, because we would have got smashed by that car.
That was an angel.
That was an angel protecting us. Now, the angels and the chariots and the UFOs, those vehicles are going to have a contest. Can you get Revelation 12:7? They're going to have a war with this modern beast, which is the United States and NATO. They have jets, 6th generation jets, 5th generation jets. They can do Mach 5 or Mach 6. They can go all around, like they're hyper missiles. They can go from Russia to America in like in 15 minutes, and they drop multiple warheads. They're gonna have fun with each other, but the chariots are just gonna be like messing around, and these guys are gonna be like like Independence Day. Go ahead, read that.
Revelation 12:7, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels.
So Michael and his angels are, up there with the chariots, and these are his angels too, because Michael represents in that scripture Yahweh. So, and then the devil and his angels, like I said, that's a military complex of the United States and NATO, the beast. See? Yeah. That's the noise of a beast would make.
No lo cargo.
Yeah.
I don't have it. We were talking about Michael, and I was like, for some reason, when I went to Renaissance Fair, I got a medallion that has, you get to choose if you want.
Yeah, St. Michael.
I got St. Michael on one and Gabriel on the other. So why do you choose that? Well, I want Michael to, to protect me from evil, and Gabriel to give me clear message.
Hey, you're right here. You're right here amongst the angels, and then that's protection. But one day, if you follow these commandments and do the best that you can, you'll be able to protect yourself
Yeah.
against anybody. And even Satan comes down, you'll be like, "What the fuck you doing here? Get the fuck out of here." Talk to him like that, and then he'll be, "Oh, sorry, I just came to no, get the fuck out of here."
You won't even no fear. You just don't.
You won't be
fuck out
scared
here.
of anything.
You don't be scared, yeah.
Because I used to be scared of the dark, but now I know that he's in the dark. And these angels that we're talking about, you know, they're going to bow down to us. We're going to have the rulership of all of Israel, all of the galaxy, all of the universe. You know, there's planets out there with tons of kingdoms that have women waiting for us to get them pregnant. We're going to have virgins all the time. Every day we pop something, it's going to be a virgin. You know, we're going to have the best food. We're going to eat the best food that makes you feel good, and then you're not going to eat it no more.
You're gonna be good.
We're going to be like, you know what? What was that? And then you're going to see a big galaxy because it's going to come clear, and you're going to, I want to go there. And you're going to tell your Israelite wife, you see that? That's free, babe.
That's why I say these plants, man.
Man,
I only eat once a day.
dang, that's good.
I don't look this one feel. It's like
No.
you give your body all the nutrition.
Yeah.
But I was gonna show you this because you're talking about Yahweh. You ever seen this DNA symbol DNA structure?
So that's the first part. That's this letter.
DNA, man.
That's his actual hand, which is the chariots.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like his hand coming down and being like, oh, I
Yeah,
want
the
this.
symbol of it. Yeah, yeah. I had those pics, but
And this is the son's name. This is what you call Jesus. Yahweh Shai. And that means his hand is going to come and you're going to see it because that's the Ha is the window and the Wa is the covenant between Father and Son and Israel. And that's the consuming teeth. The Shai is the consuming teeth and that's the eye. We're all going to see it. Like it says in Revelation 1:7, and all nations shall be well because of him. Because everybody's going to be like, you know what a sonic boom is? A sonic boom is when something enters the atmosphere. It's gonna be boom, and then everybody's gonna, and then heart attacks and
Speed of sound.
people are gonna be dying. But we're gonna be like, fuck yeah, we're getting out of here. And that's gonna be the good day, the best day. But the worst day is when they try to get that microchip in you, because people are gonna be dying, just like this Band-Aid. People have choices. Like at my work, they're all talking about, and January is gonna be different because January is the last day for that. For you put in, because people are going to quit. They're talking about it. They're making HR nervous.
yeah.
Mandates is not law.
You know it.
But
You know
people
it.
are-
We
people
know
are-
it. But these sheep don't know it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna take off because go get the hollow, eh?
All right. Take a hot shower, get in spirit, eat your veggies, and then watch those videos.
Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna watch the videos, but I'm gonna take all this stuff and some dry stuff first. When I'm the frio, man.
All right.
Guys.
Shalom.
All right.
How's that one, eh?
All right.
Stay warm.
You too. That was you know, we were talking about credits. You know, that was like you know how someone goes to a bank and they try to open an account. Only the person that helps them open the account is going to get credit, but we all got credit.
Just got credit right now telling them all we had to tell them though.
And some days, and the truth are like this.
Yeah.
We might have all had lessons, but the lesson didn't come out because that was the lesson. And he stayed for the whole camp.
Yeah, yeah.
It's 1 hour and 10 minutes. I mean, you want to do your lesson?
Oh, you
wanna
close
do-
it. Yeah,
So let's talk about in the spirit. Now, see, I'm proud of you guys. You know, he was breaking down to them. You were getting the scriptures, being patient, but he was excited. He was excited to be here, and he came out here because of the truth. Now, he came out here for this. I would have never had this had this brother never gave it to me. So he blessed me with this. You see why we do things like that for each other in the spirit? Because we don't know why. I don't know why I make those videos about BitChute Nazi. I don't know why I tell you to, but because you're gonna get credits,
yeah.
and it's gonna help you. It's gonna help you with a little bit of money here and there. Now that was the spirit.
Like I said, something sparking his brain. You can tell that he's gonna look forward to you watching the videos
That's
on your
gonna
channel.
be good.
And
So he
maybe
didn't have no problems with the truth.
Yeah, yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, no problems at all though.
So let's get Revelation 13 and 16 and let's talk about it. Man, I'm happy. See,
Well, woke them up, you know, to the truth, you know.
it's the beginning of a new life. It's the beginning of a new life.
Plant the seed.
That's all it takes.
Revelation 13 and 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Now, who's the he? Is it Mr. Potato Head? Is it the Monopoly guy? That's Esau. That's the devil. That's the so-called white man. And see, I wanted to talk about the so-called white man, the devil, because he's the one that gave you these names. He's the one that gave you the American identity. He's the one that put you in the place that you are because of Eve's bitch ass. Now, he was real receptive to it, and it looked like a slam dunk, but we don't know. We don't know. We have to keep pushing. Like, you know, he might not. Every time someone comes up to the camp, and you know what? I had a dream that this was a spot to be at. I didn't know why, but it was like.
So imagine if we were like, cause that guy Folky or something took days off and shit. Imagine if he would have not came out tonight.
Man,
He would have not
No,
seen
man.
us though.
see, we can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
We can't
No
afford
days
to do
off.
that in the truth. Some of you brothers do. Some of you brothers would have dismissed that guy. Oh, you talk too much. Blah, blah, blah. No, let them say whatever they got to say, because you don't know. If you don't know what to say to them, let them talk to you, and then you'll know what to say. You should listen for a minute. Because he knew about. See how he talked about the book of Enoch. So he knows about the angels. He knows that they come and interact with us. But if we were to actually see an angel or a demon, we'd be, oh fuck, it'd feel terrible. You know, like radiation.
Yeah.
Because what happened when Tobit or Tobias saw that angel? It was Tobit, huh? Tobit saw Raphael.
Well, it was, yeah.
Oh, both
Tobias.
of them did, huh?
Huh?
Both of them did. The father and the son.
Yeah, they saw him because remember he led him to where he needed
Yeah.
to go to find that
Yeah.
Lovato.
Yeah.
But see, he was